Hey everybody, XEI here for Let's Watch Trailers. I'm about to break one of my rules of don't watch trailers for games I haven't cleared yet, but I mean that's sort of unrealistic because games are promoted before they come out. So these games are 10 years old. I should have watched these trailers by now. We're going to be doing BioShock, the entire trilogy. I haven't watched a single trailer for any of the BioShock games. That's absurd. So I am going to break one of my rules. Hopefully it's not too bad. Like, I know that trailers can sometimes have some little spoilery things, but I will give you some reasons why it doesn't really matter for this trilogy. I mean, right off the bat, I will say that I get the essence of BioShock. I've been reading a philosophy of BioShock book, which is a collection of essays that, you know what, I just started rereading the book and I'm almost done it in like the last 36 hours, 48 hours, because I have to skip quite a few of the essays inside the book, because it turns out that the reason why I stopped reading it the first time when I got halfway through it is because I was skipping some of the essays, because I know there's a character called Elizabeth I'm not familiar with. I know that character's from Infinite, which is, it would cause me to skip the essays. Now, just reading the headline of some of these essays, I took enough philosophy courses back in the day to have a third major for philosophy. I'm a big fan of critical thinking, of just like that kind of stuff. So and that has never stopped over the last couple decades. Like it's like I didn't just take the courses and then forget that my interest in it. I would go back to school to finish a philosophy degree. It would just be worthless in my life right now. But anyways, the point being, this game is fundamentally about philosophical ideas, and so I get the idea of it. Like, once I cleared the first game, it wasn't clear to me. It wasn't clear to me right away in the first game, until it became really clear to me that they were going to go, on that path. They were going to really cement it on the philosophy of objectivism. If people are fans of BioShock, you would have already heard it in documentaries, or you would have read it online. Like Ayn Rand, the philosopher, Kevin Levine, I think, is the creator or the main writer of BioShock. Like, it was a huge influence on him and the series, and Andrew Ryan. I think the name itself is an anagram. So, I mean, once all of that stuff became clear to me in the comments, and I was like, okay, I gotcha. And then you got the whole capitalist angle. You got the very much the individualism angle, like the ego, which comes up in BioShock 2, which then Lamb is against. And Lamb is very much about collectivism, which is a counter idea. But as you can see, even like I'm only a couple hours into BioShock 2, but it's already clear that what they're setting up is like, here's the counter philosophy to what Andrew Ryan was all about. And Lamb, again, interesting with the names. Lamb is usually a symbol for a follower. It's, there's usually a shepherd involved, and it's like, well, the shepherd might have been the idea that Andrew Ryan brought her to Rapture, but then Rapture also has a very biblical connotation. Lamb has so there's a lot of symbolism happening in BioShock as well. And I honestly think, like, I'm only getting into I'm only getting at the start of the symbolism aspect of BioShock. Yeah, because I was just overwhelmed with the philosophy angle of BioShock 1, but I think 2 is starting to get into a lot of a symbolic aspect of it, and it's almost it almost makes sense for 2. I'm speaking ahead because I could just talk about this when we get to the trailer too. But the reason for that is, like, you got the metamorphosis, you got the butterflies, you got the whole transformation aspect of things, like when people go through like fundamental changes of thinking or behavior, like the self like transforms, becomes something else. That has it's kind of connected into the idea of faith and collectivism, and as a social construct like religion. And I'm getting that already from Lamb, because she comes a psychologist. I'm getting excited about this, just talking about this stuff, because it's not stuff I can get into when I'm playing the game, because it distracts me. Like, when I'm playing the game, like, I have hyper focus, so it's like if I get on that stream of thought, I will miss things that are actually being presented to me. So then I don't talk about it in the LP, because I'm afraid that I'm gonna miss something else that I need to kind of consume. Anyway, so Jesus, did I even finish that thought? Because I even cut that off because I started thinking. Anyway, so I gotta slow down. Let's slow this down. Let's bring this down a couple notches. But yeah, so the point being is, I'm going to watch the trailers, and yes, it might mean that I maybe spoil something in the Infinite trailers if they like say some stuff, because I'm already on a course of thinking. But you know what? That's what this reaction series is going to be about. It's going to be, let's get to the Infinite trailer. Let's see what I can speculate based on the trailers. Okay, so whether I finish that last thought or not, we're just going to move on. It'll come up again, I'm sure. So we have a 2007 official trailer to the first BioShock game. You can see it's in the 3:4 ratio. That's how old it is. Let's get going.
A man
Whoa.
has a choice.
The music is right away cinematic. It's like
I chose.
Danny Elfman style, Batman stuff. Wait,
I
is
built
he
a
the
city where the
composer?
artist would not fear the sense. Where the great will not be constrained by the small.
Was that scene
Where the
even
science
in?
would not be bound.
This is like old me. This isn't game footage or anything. What makes sense?
I chose.
Oh, I like his speech in the background there. Yeah. The epitome of self-sufficiency, with it, which is like the whole what Lamb talks about, the ego, you know, which is then a Freud thing about psychology, the id, the ego, the superego, and I'm trying to think about that now when I'm playing 2. This is a little loud, I think.
We all make choices. In the end,
Well, I gotta talk about that, the making choices thing. Choices make us. Well done. That was not the end? Oh, wow. This is a great trailer. Oh, that was good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's pretty epic. Oh, I'm glad that that choice quote came up in this trailer. I've been forgetting to talk about that stuff while playing the game. Oh my god. What? Oh, wow. That was the trailer, huh? That was right in the trailer. They just went for it. Oh. So they're just giving all, like, what this is all going to be about, you know? That's just weird. That's such a weird power. There was an essay about this kind of stuff too. The idea of perception. Some of these essays were really good. They were really good. Oh! Oh my gosh. That was really violent for a trailer. Oh my god. That's good. Oh, that's really good. Jesus. Whew. All right. So many things to talk about. I want to try to find an opportunity to talk about these things when I'm playing the games. I've already talked about why that's not always possible, but oh man, there was one essay about just the choice thing, right? Oh, it was such a good one. It was about the idea of the meta narrative, and how in the first game the idea that there's a narrative, but then the meta narrative is that it's not you as Jack. It's Jack's narrative, but then it's you as a player playing Jack, and the narrative about you playing Jack in that narrative. Oh my gosh, it was so good, because it was talking about like the like at what point does immersion like affect the way that we perceive the things that we experience, and the idea with the game is like, because you're kind of on the course, and because you get the lines of like, would you kindly, and so you're not in control. Jack is not in control of his narrative, but you as a player are controlling Jack, who's not in control of his narrative. And you get to that point, and careful with spoilers. If you guys haven't played BioShock, you should just stop, because I'm about to say, because there's a key moment in BioShock 1 that happens. Okay, I'll be like kind of, well, no, we're gonna be watching trails and we talk about things. You get to that point with oh my god, come on. You get to that point with Andrew Ryan, and you get to that reveal, and Andrew Ryan basically turning everything on its head and saying, would you kindly, and then you do what you got, you do what you do, because he's trying to make a point that you are not in control. And then the meta narrative there is that you as a player realize that you are in a logical system. You're like, the game is got you on rails. You're kind of the game is making you tell the story that you're going to tell because you're on the rails. I could go, anyways, I think you guys get the point of what I'm saying. It's like, but there's more about that. They go into the psychology of like how the brain interprets signals. Like, I mean, I had some moments from the horror aspect of things where some of the shock stuff got to me, and it's because I was like really in the scene. I was really in the moment, and then it got to me, you know. And it's the idea, like that's the idea of like the perception, like that, like the immersion confuses the signals in the brain to then you react as if things are happening to you in real life, but of course it's just a game. That's the meta narrative, and there's more to that. But anyways, all right, we're gonna move on to BioShock. Wait, what did I just launch? This is the BioShock launch trailer. Oh, I found two of them. I was like, I was already ready to move to BioShock 2. Okay, now we have the BioShock launch trailer. This one had a bunch of hits, 3.4 million hits. So I figured it might be different. We'll just check it. If it is, if it's the same that we just watched, I'll just cut around it. But the time codes are different. This is only 1 minute long. So here we go. It's different. Great. Let's watch it. I immediately like it. Music is good. Okay, this is actually game footage now. Incorrect. This is new. Wait, was that from the last footage? No. Oh yeah, this is new. BioShock launch trailer. So this is right before they launch. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh. Interesting. Thank you for the tip, trailer. Very cool. This is, I guess, showing you the versatility of... See, I didn't know any of this playing BioShock 1, and so I was sort of compromised, because if I had watched the trailer, I would have seen that there was a bunch of things you could do. Could you imagine you could just pop like a bunch of mines on something, then telekinesis it, then throw it at something? Imagine you put a bunch of mines on an oil barrel, you grab it, you throw that into an oil barrel, or into a slick of oil. Boom! Massive booms. Now I want to do it. Anyways, so that was a really short trailer. It was cool. It was also cool. They did these well. Oh, stop. Okay, now we're on the BioShock 2 trailer. I'm currently playing this one, so I might see things that I haven't experienced in the game yet, but that's going to be okay. So we got a restricted 16, so they even... Okay, this is already mature rated. Man, that first trailer should have been mature rated, man. This is crazy. This is getting long. I ranted on a long time. I'm going to cut around a bunch of stuff. All right.
For
also,
every choice, there is an echo.
So now we're going to get Lamb's point of view.
With each act, we change the world. One man chose a city free of law and God. But others chose corruption, and so the city fell. If the world were reborn in your image, would it be paradise or perdition?
Damn.
All over now.
Man, oh man. Oh, that was so good. Oh, these trailers are great, man.
I won't hurt ya.
Okay, at least they covered it up on this one. I love that she has the little smile, like... I mean, at this point, people who are fans know. That first trailer kind of, you're like, oh my god, is it gonna, you know? It's way less horror-y. It's still creepy. This is creepy as hell, though, right? Like, this is still creepy, but BioShock is creepy, man. Oh, just even that, just... Yeah. Little sister voices are just creepy shit. Okay, cool. Oh, they talked about this too in an essay. The idea of if ghosts are real, then that's where the whole question about perception. They gotta say about perception. But of course, it could be, you know, it's people. It's like the memories get carried through because of the splicing. So if you like Oh yeah, okay, that's the guy we are encountering. So he's next. So let's see what this is gonna be all about. He's like the human version of a Big Daddy. It's coming, buddy. It's coming. It looks great. I like the design. I was just guessing another slicer. What? Oh.
Big sister's coming.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Cool. Oh, man. Okay, it's not very... I mean, just zap that. Zap and whack, man. Whoa, what? What? It's okay, you can breathe underwater, it's fine. Oh, I see. You're gonna nail it. Okay. Well played, well played. Damn. That's zap and whack. Zap and whack, man. Oh. Okay. Woo. Alright, good stuff. Okay, now, we're gonna start going into... That wasn't very spoilery at all, actually. So, we're gonna go into Infinite trailers. I'm a little apprehensive. I'm not gonna lie, but I want to do it. Okay, so let's talk about the second thing because I think I only talk about one thing. I'm reading a book, and the book I've seen some headlines, and the headlines have me think that it's going to go back on the. It's going to explore other philosophical ideas about society. I would presume things like that. There was one idea. There was one headline that made me think there was something to do with. Again, I think it was perception or like truth, something like that, or reality, like how to assess reality or something. It is called BioShock Infinite. I do have. That's the thing. It's like, I don't. Okay, if you are new to this channel, if you haven't watched Let's Plays like Dragon Age, Mass Effect. Mass Effect in particular, I go into a lot of this, especially Mass Effect 3. I do deconstructive analysis on things. I start to break things down. I would consider myself perceptive in terms of how certain writing conventions are used in order to convey ideas that kind of engage the subconscious. Let's put it that way. It sounds kind of weird, but that's kind of how I've been trying to work on a thesis, an idea for the last 10 years. I've been researching, I've been putting notes together. I would like to write something one day about this kind of stuff, but it's the idea of, like, one of the rules would be like words matter. Like, words matter all the time. When I hear the word BioShock Infinite, I think about time and space, right? Because that's what the word implies. I think about the Mobius continuum, and I don't even know if that's in a logo or not because I haven't seen the design of the game, the cover for ages. But I think of that, So, well, let's see what. Hold on, let's just pause it. So this is a premiere trailer. So I've already got some ideas in my head, and then because I have the foundation of BioShock 1 and 2 now, that they are touching on a lot of heavy philosophical ideas. You can. If you haven't already caught the implication there is that I've also read a lot of stuff about time, about space, about perception and reality. What does constitute reality, or your perception of reality? So that's why I'm like, let me just watch the trailers. I know it happens in the sky. It's not in the seas below. So, and I got that from art. Either the city rises from Rapture, or they're kind of Final Fantasying this thing, and they're doing either other realities, and I think there was a comment that said that each game was supposed to be in a different place or something, and it was just going to be a thematic. The idea was it was from the original, I think Kevin Levine, and so correct me if I'm wrong, this would have happened in the comments though, that the original writer wanted the setting to change with each BioShock, but BioShock 2 was done by another developer, and they were basically doing a continuation of 1. They were just extending that story. So now that you know all that, this is going to be a long one because I'm still recording, and this is like, it's going long, but hey, this was fun. Now that I have some context, it actually makes it easier to talk about all this stuff though, and kind of, just have some fun time rambling. So you have Irrational Games. I'm a big fan. I hope they do more. All right, so here it goes. So they're gonna red herring you with like, hey, we're gonna go under the sea again. Fool ya, right? Is that what's gonna happen? Oh, nice. It's an aquarium. Okay, that's pretty fun. How long was it? Was shenanigans. Oh, 1893. 1893. What? That's not right. Oh. Remember what I just said at the beginning? Oh, snap. That was good. Put your mind into a machine, as long as you understand that you're you. So maybe that's gonna mess with that. Yeah, but still, 18. That doesn't make any sense. This was in 1940 something, right? But we still have the same. It's not the same aesthetics. It's pretty close. It's a little bit. Damn. It does feel Final Fantasy-ish because of the airshipy kind of stuff. Better be a reboot switch. What? What? Well, I'm gonna guess that's telekinesis or something, and oh, I guess you don't have fly as a power. What? Huh. Well, that didn't give anything more away than I would have. Well, it did. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. But it's like the year thing. That's interesting. I am going to go back here and check this again. Did I see this correctly? I mean, the insinuate. Well, I don't think the insinuation is that this thing's a big daddy. I think I just no, there's a drill on his hand. Yeah, but he could just be an undersea miner. Yeah, but that definitely looks. Did I see this wrong? Did my brain just go? Is this like beyond the tank? This is a piece. No. Oh, it's a model. Oh, okay. I wasn't raptured. My brain just went completely to the wrong. Okay, this is the Chicago World's Fair, and it's just a model inside the tank. Okay, just take it easy. That was messing me up. All right, and then we have this one. Let's just roll it. This is the official trailer. How long is this one? Okay, this is the shorter one. Oh, so we're starting
Bring
again.
us the girl and wipe away the debt.
Oh,
That was the deal.
parallelism there.
The details
though, with
elude me
BioShock
now.
1. With Jack, you know.
But the details wouldn't change a goddamn
It's
thing.
completely different. I mean, it's the same, but it's not. Oh, that's the demonetization song right there. I can call it every time. What? No, I can't even guess what this is. Well, it's got the same. So you're still juicing up and stuff. There's sort of. It's steampunk. This is well, so is BioShock. Well, yeah, no, at the end of this is like really steampunk. It doesn't feel as creepy, but that's because the colors are all more saturated, you know, it's a different environment, it's up in the sky, it's lighter. So I have no idea what this could be about. I've seen headlines for those essays in the BioShock philosophy book, but I didn't read anything. I'm not going to read anything. I don't want to spoil anything because they use characters and events in the game to kind of support their arguments behind these philosophies. So I couldn't even guess. So these weren't they weren't spoilery because I have no context whatsoever. Industrial Revolution, I would have guessed. It's kind of a mix of. I mean, steampunk is basically the Industrial Revolution if it was fast forwarded a couple years, and it's like BioShock sort of is that, except they take that and then they push it into the ocean and then they freeze it, and then it's so you get that, you know. You get that Art Deco era, which would have been like 1920s to 1940s, let's say, and then you kind of freeze because it kind of isolates itself from the world, and so then those decades pass, and it that society deconstructs at that point, but so it never evolves past the 60s. But this one is Oh, it says right there, Industrial Revolution BioShock. What is that? What is that the name of like the official name of the game? Is Industrial Revolution BioShock? No, it's BioShock Infinite. Unless Industrial Revolution is a DLC. Anyways, so this one's like it takes the ideas of that. If I had to speculate, what would I speculate? It's called Infinite. So I was on a whole different wavelength with the idea of that. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe it still goes into something. Infinite. Otherwise, why would you call it infinite? Infinite what? Infinite power? Infinite society? No, the only thing that comes to mind for me with infinite is the Mobius continuum. It's the Mobius strip. It's time and space. So I'm going to guess this has something to do with, well, shenanigans that probably... Here's the... Okay, so let me explain, like, why... Okay, let's go back to this trailer. I'll explain how this narrative stuff works. Like what's going on in my head when I do narrative deconstruction and stuff like that, and I'm explicitly looking for symbols that tell a subtextual story. What this tells me right now, when I see an 1893 Chicago World's Fair, this wouldn't be an accident. Is how this would work. So if you're a storyteller and you're very cognizant of the pieces you use to tell your narrative, this is going to be very important to the narrative you're setting up. But what you do is that you put this up front in whatever experience you're trying to convey to the person experiencing your stories. You put this up front, and then you never touch it again for a while. And then you bring it up in the third act, and the third act will be, hey, because when you replay it or when you re-experience the movie, reread the comic, reread the novel, if you reread it and you go back to that first third of the book, you're like, oh man, they seeded all this. They kind of hinted the pieces that I needed. And really they do that because they let your subconscious then hold on to that. And then you're experiencing things along the way that reaffirm that hidden stuff, that your subconscious is taking in those inputs. You just haven't put it all together because you're getting distracted. Act 2 is all about disrupting the person experiencing the tale, so that they acknowledge the stuff, that they know the setup. But then, I'm getting, there's all this adventure, those things are happening, all these things are flashing in your face, things are going right, they're going wrong, and then it's like, and then Act 3 comes around, it's like, remember, anyways, it brings it back around. There's kind of this loop pattern that will happen. So things like this, Chicago World Fair tells me, no, I think that the idea here is speculating. Please don't spoil me though. Like, I'm saying stuff, but I'm speaking off nothing, honestly, so like don't spoil me in the comments. But this would imply to me that whatever's going on with this BioShock world, whatever's going on with what it led to Rapture, whatever's going on that led to, I don't know, either the lampreys, they were lampreys, right, that they like take this the atom from, they generate atom from, and then they create the splicing technology, like to give people power to like change their DNA. So it's like whatever that had like that, I think it would be like something happened here at the World's Fair. Like there's something in history that they talked about here during the Industrial Revolution that then influenced this timeline's approach. So like, it'd get to like 1940, Andrew Ryan would have that idea. He'd go into the ocean to build the city himself, but the people he's bringing there are people who would have experienced something that happened in 1893, and they would have applied that, and that's how they made that society work, which included the entire thing with the, when they discovered the lamp. Well, they weren't lampreys, were they? Anyways, whatever the bottom sea creature was, they discovered that thing when they went and started building Rapture. It's not like they went there because of them, I don't think. Anyways, maybe I'm forgetting some details. Do not spoil me. But I'm thinking that something happened here. Yeah. This means something. This is what I'm saying. Anyways, I have a bonus thing I found. Are you guys going to see... Well, this is going to look like an official movie trailer, but I found something in my search for BioShock trailers called BioShock Movie Trailer 2019, and I freaked out because I'm like, no one in the comments told me that this was going to be a thing. I'm not going to go further than that. Let's just watch this because this is going to be blind. This is all I saw, the thumbprint. And I'm like, this is live action? What? So here we go. I'm going to freak out a bunch of people, I'm sure. Oh. Yeah, but it's not. Okay, I'm just going to say, so people aren't freaking out. It's not official, okay? It's a fan trailer. But holy crap. It's well done. That was actually from the game, right? Was it? It wasn't from the game. Oh, are these clips from Metropolis? Was that the movie? A huge Art Deco movie. Which is about, it would have been a massive influence on this game. I can't even tell, like, what... Is it a mix of a bunch of movies? I can't tell. I mean, this isn't, obviously. This was... Oh. Or is it?
They destroyed our bodies, our minds. We couldn't handle it. Best friends.
Oh, wait a minute. That was from Stranger Things. Okay, this is a bunch of different...
The whole city went to hell.
Wow. That's impressive if this is a bunch of movie. Oh, yeah, okay, that's from... Okay, this is a bunch of movies. Okay, that was pretty good, all considering. I thought it was going to be like they... Because I only saw the hand. I'm like, oh my god, did someone like hire a bunch of actors to like fake a trailer? Because that would have been expensive. To do a trailer for BioShock would have been expensive. That looked like a BioShock trailer, and that was from a bunch of movies. That's impressive. AD Edits is the name of this channel if you guys want to check it out. Wow. All right, and I guess a couple of them are done for other movies. Anyways, that was fun. That's kind of just a little bonus. Man, this one went long, but this was fun, and I'm curious. I'm curious to see where things go with Infinite. To be honest, I was speculating on a bunch of stuff. Maybe I'll cut a bunch of that out because I don't want to say silly crap that's going to lead to someone like potentially spoiling me. In the comments, I'm going to repeat though, please don't spoil me. Anything I've said across the ways is complete manufacturing. I have no idea. And I want to have a blind experience when I play BioShock Infinite, which will come to the channel fairly soon. I wouldn't say right after BioShock 2. I need to like let that sit. I'm going to come at it after I've had some time to just digest all the stuff that I've experienced in BioShock. I would like to get through that documentary that was available in BioShock 1. Like those are 10 episodes, and I think there was like a spoiler in there for BioShock 2. Maybe it doesn't matter anymore. I've already experienced the thing, so maybe I can watch those in parallel to playing BioShock 2. But in any case, I love this world. I hope they keep making BioShock games. I don't even know if that's something Irrational Games is continuing to work on. Kevin Levine is still on the project. It looked like he really cared about this project, and I would love to see it continue because I like the idea of it. If it's kind of going to go on that Final Fantasy route where like it's always in different settings, and so there's no real linear continuity between the BioShock 1 and 2 and Infinite, or it's the idea that those philosophical ideas, they were taking place in parallel universes. I don't know. I was trying not to. I'm not going to swear. I'm not doing it on these. So if that's what's going on, I'll find out about that. Outside of that, I don't know how Kevin Levine would be putting this in different settings without it having some way of not being the same continuity, right? Unless Infinite does refer to time and space, Mobius continuing the infinity symbol, and that this is all connected, and maybe Infinite actually goes into that, and we'll find out about that. But that's it for this trailer react. This was a fun one. I didn't anticipate it being this long, but I don't mind because the game is currently happening on the channel. You can check out BioShock 1, BioShock 2 is being played, BioShock 3 is coming next. So without further ado, I'm going to sign off. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire everybody. Peace.